Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly edition, the weekend edition of UBC News. My name is Moureen Babirye. It is the 16th of November 2025. Let's get into our news. The NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has committed to officially recognizing the cultural leader for the people of Butaleja, a recognition that has been pending since the Banyoli were acknowledged as a distinct tribe with their own cultural institution. Additionally, he has pledged to replace the predominant rice cultivation in the Bukedee sub-region with fish farming. The president made these remarks during his campaign in the Bukedee sub-region district of Butaleja. Take a look.
A multitude of supporters of the National Resistance Movement gathered at Boma grounds in Butaleja district to welcome and listen to the NRM party manifesto presented by presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In his campaign address, Museveni pledged to officially recognize the cultural leader of the Banyoli, known as the Sehulu, upon confirming that the cultural leader is free from controversies.
Now, Senkuru, if Senkuru has no challenge, we shall gazette him if he has no other challenge. I will tell the Ministry of Gender to give me a report. I will tell the Minister of Gender to give me a report.
Aja kusunga ministry ehola hu yikura chabatu ibalange agenda emungeho report usonge.
NRM oye.
NRM oye.
Vote for NRM oye.
He further promised to replace rice cultivation, which is a predominant activity in the Bukedee sub-region, with fish farming.
But from fish alone, in an acre, after removing costs, my people are getting 140 million shillings. From fish alone, this is the information I'm giving you. So therefore, number 3 contribution of the NRM to Uganda is Obugeiga. We don't accept abantu who gonna. We don't accept people who gonna sleep and not mix development with wealth. This is what I want everybody to know. Now, that's contribution number 3. Number 1, peace. Number 2, development. Number 3, wealth.
Training of the Butaleja residents in fish farming has already kicked off, headed by Major David Muwanga and Semuda Fish Farming Project.
Wali wazibu nywane wasingo mchere mugundi mu swamp wano nagola ba mchere naye abantu bakkiriza abakyala bakkiriza okukiriza program ya president eno okugikola n'obwesimbu era yensonga olaba ebidiba biri wano wetuli twamaze okutegeragana n'abantu baawo era ne bakola ekibiina kyabwe.
During the training, the residents commended the initiative, however, urged the president to support them with tractors to help dig fish ponds.
Omwo tunaawonera namenkere w'obwavu n'asaba muzeeyi nti yeebale tusindikira abakulu abo abaatwegesa omulimu ogwo era atatulekulira kubage kubakuzaala.
Butaleja district has one of the highest numbers of independent candidates contesting against the NRM flag bearers. Although a final decision was not reached, the senior NRM leaders dedicated most of their morning to urging these independent candidates to withdraw in favor of the flag bearers.
We realize we also have a challenge in the line of the independent candidates. We had primaries and there are those who feel or who came out aggrieved and felt they should come back as independents. So we have started an engagement between the independents and the flag bearers.
The important thing is the conversation. we are having discussions how to harmonize and come together into one position to support the flag bearers. So right now, we are having the conversation.
The district leaders welcomed these pledges, acknowledging that they address long-standing challenges faced by the community.
Almost like you'll hear, every sub-county has got a secondary school. Every sub-county has got health center 3, apart from those that were created recently. Every sub-county has got electricity. You have seen piped water running from Bali, going to Butaleja and Busolwe. Every village has got a clean water source. So people have got gains that they are protecting, although we still have other issues we are demanding government to do, like the Tamaka Road.
On Saturday, the NRM presidential candidate will continue his campaign in Busia and the Bugiri districts. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Butaleja.
Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged religious leaders and Christians to focus on transforming others by being living examples. The president delivered the message at Miracle Center Cathedral in Lubaga, Kampala, while attending a special service led by Pastor Dr. Paula Whitekane during the Command Your Future conference. Ivan Juko has the details.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who was accompanied by the First Lady and the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, was welcomed by event hosts Pastors Robert and Jessica Kayanja amid cheers from the congregation. In his message, President Museveni thanked Pastors Robert and Jessica Kayanja, as well as the American guest and evangelist Pastor Dr. Paula Whitekane, for ministering to the masses.
Janet, myself are here.
Mama Janet nange tuli wano
To participate with you
okwenyigira wamu nammwe
in glorifying God
mu kuwa Katonda ekitiibwa
for what he has done for Uganda
olw'ebyo byonna byakoledde Uganda
and for the church.
ne kanisa
And the other faith.
n'abenzikiriza ziri endala.
Drawing from biblical teachings, President Museveni's speech left the crowd inspired.
What Robert Kayanja is saying
Omusumba Kayanja kyayogedde
is because I had also been very active with the Scripture Union.
Nange gwe mulaba neenyigira nnyo mu Scripture Union nga nkyasoma
in the 1960s.
mu myaka gy'enkaaga eyo.
And I would have been a bishop if I had not gone to do other things.
Siba kugenda mu bino bye ndimu nandibadde mulabirizi mulamba.
Pray for you, and we hope you can pray for us, because we in this season we believe that any time we need to pray for each other. We need to pray for the local community to know more of the Lord and care more of the things of God as we try to serve these people. So we will continue to pray for you and pray that you will.
The president stated that he had no authority to suppress or ban born-again fellowships and faith, despite the desires of some individuals, explaining that such matters are ultimately under God's authority.
When it came to the issue of banning you, because people wanted to ban you,
when it came to the issue of banning you, balokole,
I said, but why?
Nenebuuza lwaki abalokole babawera.
I remember in the Bible,
nenzijukira nti mu Bayibuli,
when they came and told Jesus that some people are pretending to cast out demons,
bajja ne bagamba Yesu nti waliwo abeefuula nti bagoba emizimu,
like you,
nti bagigobanga ggwe.
Should we stop them?
Tubayimirize.
Jesus said no.
Yesu n'agamba nedda.
Don't stop them.
Temubayimiriza.
If they are not against us, they are with us.
Bwe baba nga tebatulwanyisa bali ku ludda lwaffe. Me, I'm doing my work that God has allotted to me,
guided by the Bible.
On the issue of human development and empowerment, President Museveni praised Pastor Kayanja for his dedication to community development and citizen engagement.
We are still there.
I
heard that Pastor Kayanja and others are creating wealth.
I
said, oh.
Kayanja ne group yenga watandise okutambula mu kisinde kya Kristo.
Pastor Kayanja and the group are moving in the very group of Jesus.
In response, Pastor Kayanja commended President Museveni for creating an environment that upholds the freedom of worship and prayer.
Remember it very well. Where forces as they may be, they don't want us to live here. They want us to worship God. You have just come out of the bush, but you said, let them worship God. And as a result, we who were only 10,000, now we are 14.9 in population of Uganda, which is 7 million people.
Kayanja also briefed the president on initiatives he has implemented to improve the lives of youth and local communities. President Museveni later left for his national campaign tour, while the conference's main speaker from the United States, Pastor Dr. Paula White-Cain, preached on spirituality and self-development for Christians.
And what I want today to do is not political. It is principle, backed by the Word of God.
Amwa Evanjoko for UBC.
The First Lady and Minister of Education, Janet Museveni, has renewed her call for unity among women as a leading force in the fight against poverty. She delivered this message while handing over a brand new school bus to Chitebi Secondary School and commissioning the newly constructed Grameen Hospital in Mutundwe.
Uganda's First Lady, also the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, who had earlier attended the special prayer service at Miracle Center Cathedral Church Rubaga with the President, was welcomed by the school administration, students, local residents, the NRM supporters and local leaders. The event was also attended by key figures who included Minister Joyce Sebugwao, KCCA Executive Director Sharif Abuzeki and Brenda Chichoncho, among others. Minister Kataha Museveni fulfilled her pledge to deliver a brand new school bus to Chitebi Secondary School and later commissioned the Grameen Hospital and commended the Grameen Women's Initiative, a scheme of empowering women through low-interest loans.
My prayer was that the women of Africa would learn to work together, to stretch out and hold hands together, and be united and save their little money, which can make banks. As you remember, I told you that the Grameen Bank was of women, as I just said, who were not educated, who didn't know how to get out of the problems they had.
Chitebi Secondary School head teacher Haji Kamulegia Muhammad expressed gratitude to the First Lady of her continued support to the institution.
We would like to extend our appreciation to the NRM chairperson, His Excellency the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for recognizing our school, Chitebi SS, in the NRM manifesto, specifically page 147 and page 148.
We are very grateful
Mama, we are very grateful for such an international recognition, and we promise that we shall walk the talk, Mama.
Meanwhile, Rubaga Division Speaker Mbazira Musa applauded the First Lady for championing the Grameen Women's Initiative, which he said has uplifted many residents. Mbazira as well raised concerns about traders in Busega and Natete who are facing evictions from their markets, calling for the intervention of authorities.
Mama, we thank you for commissioning the hospital today. That hospital facility, Mama, that you have commissioned was constructed to help these marginalized women who have been failing to save some money because of spending money to hospitals.
The spirit you have in your heart must make you stand up every day and you see your family change forever, your family home change forever. These streets will be built, everything will change. We can do it.
Amwaiva Njuko for UBC.
Now we turn our focus to Agago district in northern Uganda, where two silent health emergencies continue to threaten lives. Sickle cell disease and malnutrition are tightening their grip on families already facing long distances to health facilities and limited medical support. Our team visited Dr. Ambrosoli Memorial Hospital in Kalongo, where health workers and humanitarian partners are raising urgent concern. Take a look.
Behind me is Dr. Ambrosoli Memorial Hospital, a lifeline for parents from across Agago district. Health workers here say the number of children arriving with sickle cell disease has grown steadily over several seasons. Many have been placed on treatment, yet the hospital continues to receive new cases from remote communities. Experts here stress the need for more research, more awareness, and earlier diagnosis so that families understand this inherited condition and can seek help sooner.
We are receiving a lot of referrals, and most of the referrals, when they come in, they're really in a terrible state. And usually what we have discussed as healthcare workers is that it's better to visit the health facility on time. When you go late, we tend to spend much more to try and manage the emergency that somebody has come with than when they've come just for the return visit.
So you should know your status in relation to sickle cell before you engage into or before you start planning to get a family, so that you are aware of your status and you are advised on the way forward.
Inside this ward, the burden of malnutrition is impossible to ignore. Health workers say they admit several dozens patients each month, and majority of them children. Many arrive weak, underfed, in need of urgent nutritional support, and a few do not make it, a painful reminder of the deeper issue that drive the crisis.
Starting from around June, July, August, we were having about 40 children admitted in the nutrition unit. The nutrition unit is a 10-bed capacity unit. But what happens is this, if you do not have the support from the teams that are coming together to train the healthcare workers to provide the commodities, then you fail to provide the nutrition services within the district.
Staff members point to poverty, limited access to nutritious food, and gaps in family knowledge as major contributors. They add that the problem is preventable if addressed from the household level upwards.
It has been discovered over time that the people who impregnate these girls is because of poverty. It's because these girls are poor, their parents are poor, and if we empower them to be able to have money in their pockets, they will not be able to look around for any kind of help that will lead to these kind of unnecessary vices like teenage or unintended pregnancy.
We have found out that many of the families here are drug dependent, basically on alcohol and substance abuse. And when they take a lot of alcohol, remember they have poverty around them, then the man becomes aggressive, they are demanding a lot of needs in the family, then the gender-based violence comes in.
Organizations like ADRA Uganda, through the Together project, are stepping in to strengthen community outreach and support the hospital's efforts. Partnering with the Ministry of Health, they conduct monitoring visits, provide training, and help vulnerable families access care. Ngabo Amon, reporting for UBC TV, in Agago District, Northern Uganda.
Thank you, Eamon, for that report. Now, still on health, hundreds of people from all walks of life have taken part in a diabetes awareness walk. The campaign by the Lions Club of Kampala East is in response to the growing burden of diabetes in Uganda, where many individuals remain undiagnosed until complications arise. Let's have a look.
Your health is your wealth. Take it for granted and you may face dire consequences. That was the message from healthcare professionals who joined the early morning diabetes awareness walk held in commemoration of World Diabetes Day, celebrated every 14th of November.
In Uganda, about 2.2% of our population has diabetes. And the most important thing is that if you have a family history of diabetes, please go for screening periodically so that you can know whether you have diabetes and approach any physician who can help you to manage it.
Monitoring is very, very critical. So you find that people are trying physical exercises, they are trying nutrition, but then later on someone, after doing all those activities, but then he goes back to that junk food. Yeah. So that means you'll not be reducing anything.
The Lions Club of Kampala East, champions and organizers of the walk, hope to reach the masses and help to curb the rise of diabetes, often referred to as the silent killer disease. The young, the elderly, and individuals with first-hand experience living with diabetes all gathered and walked 3.5 kilometers from Ntinda to Nakawa in Kampala.
According to World Diabetes Foundation, it is stated that 568 million people across the world are battling with this disease of diabetes.
I have an experience because I have an elder who is suffering from it, and we are trying to help her. But then again, I don't want anyone else to suffer from such because I know the impact or what it does to us.
Held under the theme Step for Life, Know Your Numbers, the walk aimed to raise awareness about diabetes, promote early detection, and inspire healthier lifestyle habits.
We have so many relatives that are having diabetes, and this has opened the minds of our learners and the community members that they should work hand in hand to improve their health.
Worldwide, diabetes affects more than 500 million people. Even healthy lifestyle patterns persist and awareness remains low. Projections show the figure could reach as high as 1 billion people in the near future. Dennis Igor for UBC.
In a new development, local leaders in the Rwenzori region are holding a series of security meetings aimed at strengthening community vigilance following recent coordinated attacks in the area. The discussions come in the wake of deadly raids on security installations in Kasese, Bundibujo and Fort Portal that left a soldier and civilians dead, while other officials and officers are nursing injuries. Authorities say investigations are ongoing, but leaders want the government to take stronger action against those inciting violence under the guise of witchcraft. Ivan Kahwa reports.
On the 1st of November 2025, unidentified assailants raided security installations in the Rwenzori sub-region, leaving several people dead and others injured. According to UPDF reports, the attackers, armed with machetes, submachine guns and other weapons, carried out coordinated assaults in Kasese, Bundibujo and Kabarole districts. The attacks claimed lives and sparked fear among residents as security forces intensified patrols.
But investigations are on. First of all, people were arrested, so the investigations won't be difficult, and some were put out of action. I would like to assure Ugandans that security in Kasese is okay. The security organs on top of the game.
Bwambale Bamusede, an elder in Kasese district and former LC5 chairperson, links these isolated attacks to disgruntled individuals.
I think, and this is my personal view, that there must be some people who are sponsoring these type of people to destabilize peace and security in the Rwenzori sub-region with an aim of again creating fear in the population as we go towards elections.
He calls for amnesty and rehabilitation for those who have been apprehended.
These people, to take them to Luzera, in my view, is not going to help us. We need to gather them. We need to sensitize them. We need to grant them amnesty, because these are remnants of those people who were granted amnesty, and many of them have settled in the villages peacefully.
Minister Kabyanga has condemned the violence, saying those encouraging attacks under the guise of witchcraft must face the law.
Even when they didn't participate in, physically participate in the attacks, they facilitate. So the population is identifying them, and they also want them to be arrested.
The first time I saw these things was in 1964 during the Mulele rebellion in Congo. That was the tactic they were using to fight, by smearing themselves with clay, with all sorts of herbs, thinking that the bullets will just fall off from them.
It is a sin that everybody condemns, and we are condemning it in the strongest terms. The good thing, it has no attachment with the cultural institution, it has no attachment with the local leadership. These are people who are disgruntled, who are disoriented, who have been brainwashed, because I can't imagine a person who is normal, who can decide to get a panga to go and confront somebody with a mambo. It's not practical.
It's very surprising in this generation, in this age. But that one shows us one thing, that as mobilizers we still have a lot of work to do. Our people are still living in ignorance, because you cannot be a person who is exposed and you behave the way we have seen these people behaving.
But now I think they are hiding in the shell of being traditional healers. But I think we need to process a law that differentiates those ones who cut people, that they should go and fight. The army bullets will not pick them, and those ones who treat using traditional methods and medicine.
It's my appeal to religious leaders to go deep into these mountains and preach the word of God. I'm appealing to politicians who are vying for political leadership in this country to go out and teach, mobilize our people to get out of these backward ideas.
The pursuit of the perpetrators continues, and leaders in the affected districts are engaging with local security agencies to strengthen collaboration between the security forces and communities. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Now, as the country is busy with national electoral campaigns, the chairperson, Equal Opportunities Commission, Hajat Safia Nalule Juko, has called upon Ugandans to make sure they have peaceful campaigns and elections. She said that all candidates vying for different positions should be given protection by security agencies, since they are following the guidelines of the Electoral Commission. She further reminded Ugandans to also reserve time and participate in the national budget process, despite their busy schedules of national elections. The Equal Opportunities vision is to have fair society where all persons have equal opportunity to participate and benefit in all spheres of political, economic, social and cultural life.
Ugandans, I'm calling upon you to during this campaigning and election process, we must be peaceful. I commend that you listen to the messages of the candidates, but where it ends, the elections, you must be peaceful during the campaigns. Don't fight, don't quarrel, don't abuse, don't discriminate other people. And we pray that as Equal Opportunities Commission, that chance is given, rights are given to everybody to equally participate in the forthcoming elections. Let us have peaceful elections, because there is life beyond politics and these elections. For us as Equal Opportunities Commission, we'd like to remind you that government is there, the National Development Plan is there, we have the National Development Plan 4, and the budgeting season is on. Kindly participate in the budgeting season, in the budgeting processes, so that your issues can be taken as one of the priorities for funding in the next financial year. You know that if anything is not in the budget, it will be very difficult to be implemented. Don't be taken by politics alone.
Now, government and stakeholders in the agriculture and fintech sectors have been urged to invest in rural digital infrastructure in order to accelerate the adoption of technology-driven solutions for smallholder farmers. Digitization of the sector will enable easy access to data, information and market access. This call was made at the Digital and Financial Inclusion Summit in Kampala.
The rise of digital financial solutions in Uganda has significantly streamlined transactions and expanded access to financial services across multiple sectors of the economy. However, this process has not come without challenges, as gaps in digital literacy, infrastructure and cybersecurity continue to pose concerns for both providers and users.
To get a smartphone, the minimum cost will be around 300,000. And this person is harvesting twice in a year. That is about, the paycheck comes in twice within the year on seasonal basis. And someone is getting about 600,000 or even 500,000. Then you look at almost about 70% is going into the cost of buying the phone. You've also not put in the charges there. So definitely you find that this last mile don't see the importance of getting that phone.
Digital adoption from a smartphone perspective, digital adoption from a feature phone perspective, maybe today is not because of perception. People's perception today, they're not digitally included, they have low literacy of these digital devices. So they would rather stick to what they know today.
At the Digital and Financial Inclusion Summit held in Kampala, stakeholders in the agri-tech industry called upon governments and regulators to strengthen supportive policies, streamline digital financing frameworks, and invest in rural digital infrastructure to accelerate the adoption of technology-driven solutions for smallholder farmers.
In the future, our attention should be directed beyond the technology itself to its potential to improve lives as we navigate this digital era. The government has provided support for the establishment of a platform that enables businesses to flourish, governments to serve their constituencies effectively, and individuals to access a global marketplace.
It is believed that digitization in the agriculture sector will enable the collection of relevant data and also allow farmers to access information on inputs, weather updates, and markets efficiently.
When that data is used, we have the credit reference bureaus that I'm happy now they are beginning to see the works of agri-techs and beginning to tap into agri-techs to be able to get data to credit score these people over here. So again, the data now comes back to the farmer. If a farmer goes to a bank, should be able to tell the bank that I am on a MobiPay platform. And therefore, when you tap into it, you'll be able to see me. who I am, the sort of value chain that I'm in, my expenditure over a period of time, and my income over a period of time, which should be able to allow you to give me money or deny me money.
At the summit, trailblazers in the fintech and agri-tech sectors were honored for their groundbreaking efforts in addressing last-mile challenges related to cost, access, and service reliability. Charlotte Amoge for UBC.
In other news, the State House Private Secretary to the President on Youth Affairs, Helen Sekou, has encouraged Pentecostal leaders to discourage laziness among believers. She made the remarks during a meeting with over 600 Pentecostal leaders from Kasangati. We have the details.
Addressing the gathering of Christian religious leaders, Commissioner Helen Sekou urged Christians to desist from laziness, noting that while prayer is important, it must be accompanied by hard work and productivity.
They should take part in programs and development for wealth creation, to transform their lives and their statuses and their families. Because not every time we must only have faith, but we must have faith with action.
On the issue of financial inclusion, she encouraged Christians to prepare themselves to benefit from various government programs aimed at empowering communities economically.
I encourage all of us to take part in the different government programs so that we improve our lives.
Commissioner Sekou further appealed to Ugandans to embrace patriotism and make proper use of the parish development model funds to improve their livelihoods.
We should love our country, love yourself and love your neighbor. Love your country above self. We should trust in our country and the leadership of the NRM government. Come January 15th, we should vote for the NRM government. We should vote for His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Mario Nawori compiled this report for UBC.
Hundreds of people gathered in Kampala for the Joe Walker Remembrance 60-kilometer relay walk, a powerful movement advocating for road safety and solidarity with road crash victims under the compelling theme, Safe Roads, Safe Lives.
The Joe Walker Remembrance Walk took place in Kampala, bringing together hundreds of participants to advocate for road safety and support victims of road crashes. The 60-kilometer relay walk, organized by Joseph Beyanga, aimed to raise awareness about the importance of safe roads and responsible driving practices.
Safety victims, and also taking a moment to pause and say, look, we deserve better, we deserve safe roads. So while we are out walking, one of the things we need to do, we need to be role models of safe walking. The latest report that came from KCCA said 94% of the victims are pedestrians and cyclists, just in Kampala. Nationally, 34% of the victims of road crashes are pedestrians. So as we go out, if the traffic officers are not guiding you to cross the road and the light is saying stop, please let's be the role models on the road in everything we do.
Teams of 6 participants each walk 10 kilometers, symbolizing unity and shared responsibility in reducing road accidents.
Be present whenever they see numbers on the road. Guys are like, who are those ones? What are they advocating? Is it a new political party? No. This is a group advocating for safe walking, cycling, running space in this city of ours.
The Uganda Police Annual Crime and Traffic Report 2024 reveals that the country loses an average of 14 people daily to road crashes, with many more injured or permanently disabled. The event culminated in a ceremony where participants were recognized for their efforts, and voluntary contributions were collected to support road crash victims at Mulago Hospital.
The things we need to think about is enforcement that doesn't go to sleep.
Anyway, I have a simple announcement.
If you have an enforcement that doesn't go to sleep, then you can be sure you will secure our roads at all the times.
As Uganda continues to grapple with the challenge of road crashes, events like this serve as a reminder of the importance of unity and shared responsibility in creating a safer and more responsible driving culture. Robert Katamba, reporting for UBC News.
Now, residents of Isingiro district, most especially those Nyabubare parish, Rugaga sub-county, have voted to vote Yoweri Kaguta Museveni with 100% with all the NRM flag bearers. In the 2021 presidential and parliamentary elections were ranked number 3, but this time round they have to appreciate the president for the water facility and good road infrastructure. Now they want electricity in all villages in Isingiro.
Beno bantu mwe kintu ekyo mutakwasa kugira ngo kwasa omusango mwasasira kankoleki ntukindesere nizo wa Julius ntukindesere nizo wa Kabrali mwena hati manya ernisazi abo kuva nembagambira mazima ekitwetiye bache pasoni tukikirizana bache pasoni atwakulyo okweyuzusya basero bache pasoni tuturikirize ngu honorable nasani tumwe fraga bera tukachicheza nao mwene konga cha mano kwa kwerire owe kuhura yo mumbarga no hatuka mtayira abo kuba tukachicheza nao barumu mwene kara barumu.
In more news, a wave of renewal is sweeping through the Albertine region as the Austrian government and the Jane Goodall Institute roll out a safe clean water and environmental conservation projects. From modern boreholes to indigenous tree planting and efficiency stoves, communities in Hoima, Masindi and Bulisa are beginning to feel the impact. An effort personally inspected by head of Austrian Embassy and Development Corporation Uganda, Dr. Jadja Shikamba. UBC TV Patricia Mpango was in the region witnessing firsthand the impact of partnership-driven development.
The quiet villages across the Albertine region are now witnessing a new chapter of transformation as the government of Austria, working with the Jane Goodall Institute of Austria and Uganda, roll out a series of life-changing interventions aimed at improving livelihood and safeguarding environment.
The Jane Goodall Institute in Austria has been supporting a Mutura project here for altogether more than 4 years, and our aim with this project is to really interconnect nature and the cultural techniques that people have been using here for so many years.
In Hoima, Masindi and Bulisa districts, residents are now benefiting from modern boreholes that deliver clean and safe water, easing the long journeys that families once endured.
On behalf of the communities of Bulisa sub-county, I'm very, very happy that now my people are going to be served with the safe water.
Women-led seedlings enterprises have become a standout success, empowering local women to lead reforestation efforts while earning income through the sale of seedlings.
And we as women, we used to sit and wait for our husbands to contribute and provide everything in the family. But as I talk now, we can even have our small money. We buy whatever we feel we want. Yeah, even this one I bought it from.
And the money that she got from making those stoves helped her in paying school fees for her kids and also for the survival in the home, like buying food stuff.
These achievements were showcased during a field visit led by the head of the Austrian Embassy and Development Corporation, Her Excellency Dr. Kaja Kirschbaumer, who engaged directly with communities, witnessing the impact of this support.
Water is life. So in everything we do, we need water. We need to provide these communities with water. We need to empower them to also be in charge of their lives, to live their life in an efficient way, not spending hours and hours, looking for water, carrying water. So that is why it is definitely a focus area for us, but also protecting the environment because it benefits not only these communities, but all of us, you know, including Austria.
The local leaders, including the Masindi District Chief Administrative Officer, praised Austria and the Jane Goodall Institute for their timely and strategic interventions.
So as a district, we thank you very much for these additional assets for our community. This water source comes in at the right time because it is new and it's functional. It's the type of a water source that is functional and we want.
With continued collaboration, the Albertine region is steadily moving towards a greener, healthier, and more resilient future. One borehole, one stove, and one seedling at a time. For UBC News, I'm Patricia Lukomampango and Robert Whiter.
The aspirant member of parliament for Kawempe North, Hajat Nambi Farida, has called on the old boys and girls of Kawempe Muslim to support her in the 2026 elections. She made the remarks while receiving an award in recognition for her contributions to the Kawempe community during the Kamosa annual dinner held in Kampala.
Here this evening at Mistil Hotel at the dinner for Kawempe old boys and old girls. As you know, I'm one of the old girls and old boys. I was there from 1996 to 1998. So we are sort of having a reunion of all people that studied in Kawempe Muslim Secondary School. So I look forward to seeing the career path of my former OGs and OBs, but you know I'm a candidate for NRM, for Member of Parliament for Kawempe North. I look forward for lobbying for their support, knowing that most of them, actually almost 90% of them in my year, were residents of Kawempe. So I am here to also talk to them about my candidature and seeking their guidance and advice, because I know they are daughters and sons of the elders in Kawempe. So I look forward for this evening.
This is an alumni association of all students that studied in Kawempe Muslim Secondary School since its inception in 1984. We have 35 cohorts since that time. So in this association, we're going to launch a circle or a commercial venture where we're going to have 1 million shares, and each share is going to be 50,000 shillings. So all the alumni will be able to invest together.
The Deputy Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, Rose Namayanjan Sedeko, has reminded Ugandans that participating in elections and political processes is a civic duty and responsibility. She urged citizens to turn up in large numbers for the upcoming 2026 general elections, emphasizing that politics shapes the laws, policies and systems that govern the nation.
We are engaged across the 5 divisions of Kampala, Machindi, Nakawa, Kawempe, Kampala Central, and Lubaga, under the NRM Structure Leaders Door-to-Door Mobilization Campaign, launched on Tuesday this week. Led by the NRM Deputy Secretary General, Rose Namayanjan Sedeko, the campaign sought to galvanize grassroots leaders, reinforcing the NRM's ideology and address internal party conflicts ahead of the 2026 elections.
As a party, from a strategic point of view, we took a decision to use the party structures at the village level because the national chairman guided that voters are not at the national secretariat, they are not at the district, they are not at the sub-county or parish, they are at the village level. We are convinced that once there is cohesion within the party, the opposition cannot win. The opposition has always captured on our divisions within NRM. There are areas where we lose constituencies, not because people didn't vote NRM, but you have many NRM people contesting for one seat.
She noted that this is the time to correct past mistakes, She highlighted several achievements registered under the NRM government, including improved infrastructure and increased industrialization.
We believe that part of what has affected our party is us not articulating the gains. And it was very deliberate this time round that the theme for our campaign is protecting the gains. The level of services that have been given in Kampala have not been given elsewhere.
However, despite these accomplishments, many Ugandans continue to express concern over gaps in service delivery.
One time a debate about the potholes in Kampala, and our argument is clear. Yes, there could be potholes, but one, we are now fast-tracking, covering those potholes, but two, for them to remember that where there are potholes today, there was dust that we are responding, and we are just saying even right now that where there is a pothole, we just want our people to communicate, and KCCA will move in swiftly, and they are doing that.
With only 2 months left to the 2026 polls, Namanja stressed that every citizen must actively participate in all the electoral processes as a civic obligation.
Everyone is affected or is part of politics. It is their civic responsibility under the 1995 Constitution is first and foremost to decide who you want your leader to be.
The NRM top leadership, including President Yoweri Museveni, has endorsed a strategy that places village structures at the center of the mobilization efforts, and now this initiative will be escalated across the entire country. Rebecca Nantongo, Kenneth Tanaba for UBC News.
Ugandans, the unstoppable internet deal of deals is here with MTN WakaNet Fiber. Connect your home with our starter pack of 100 Mbps at only 99k. And if you want more speed for less, we've got you. Get the 200 Mbps at only 129k. And the fastest one yet? Enjoy up to 500 Mbps at only 250k. To sign up, use the My MTN app or dial *100 *23#. Offer is valid till the 30th of November for both new and existing subscribers. Together, our connection is unstoppable.
Now, road crashes involving motorcyclists, popularly known as border boarders, continue to rise across the country. According to police statistics, 47% of all road accidents recorded in 2024 involved border boarders, claiming the lives of over 1,720 riders and 766 passengers. With the numbers soaring, a collaborative effort to sanitize and reform the sector is now more urgent than ever, says AIGP Lawrence Nwabine.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Nwabine Lawrence, emphasizes that border riders must embrace a strong safety culture to ensure everyone goes home safely.
Last year, we lost 1,720 riders in road crashes. And these are the riders that were pronounced dead as we reached the hospitals. There are others that died after 1 month and after 2 or 3, even a year.
At a special border training session held in Luzira and organized by Uganda Breweries Limited, stakeholders acknowledged the vital role riders play in Uganda's social and economic fabric.
Your work matters to us. There's no single person in Uganda now who does not my border, and they call that number.
Yet, despite a low-hanging employment lifeline for the country's rapidly growing youth population, the sector remains one of the biggest contributors to road carnage, with nearly half of all accidents in 2024 directly linked to the two-wheelers.
And most of these riders who died and the passengers were between the age group of 18 and 44 years. Therefore, isn't this a productive age?
Recklessness in discipline and limited safety awareness among riders remain some of the key causes.
If it's not safe, please don't overtake. Please. That 1 minute you're trying to save for the next passenger you want to pick might become the end of that person. Okay, so let's be very, very careful.
It is hoped that the 150 boda operators from Kampala who completed the road safety training will return to their stages as agents of change, influencing safe riding habits within their communities. Uganda currently has over 1.5 million motorcycles commercially operated, collectively employing more than 3 million people, most of them young men striving to earn a daily living.
It's common knowledge that the boda industry is very crucial for Uganda. However, this industry is grappling with numerous challenges, and key amongst them is that it has been ranked highly among the lead causes of road crashes.
Dennis Igoa for UBC.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for that report. Now, that's how much we had time for this afternoon. Do join me at 8 and 10 p.m. on UBC News Tonight for more news updates. My name is Moureen Babirye. Good afternoon.